start a vlog this week. The kids have been home all week. Tutoring starts next week, so I just tried to get hammer in and get them to get lots of school done, because there's certain things that are harder to get done on the weeks where they are not home, so we've been busy doing that. This little one got her Love Every box yesterday. My mom has been sending these once every, I think it's 3 months, you get a box. And it has all sorts of cool learning toys. So she always is super busy the first couple of days. I need to figure out a good way to use this. It's like a spelling game. So Bailey, you can match these letters. Like you could take this and see, you know what the word is, right? Sun. Yes, so then you can find s, and n, sun. Yep, yep. Now can you find the U? So the U is blue, right? It's one of your blue letters. It's one of your vowels. A-E-I-O-U. So U, that's an A. Which one looks like this? Can you find it? Yes. So S, and then A, and then N. So find your N. Yeah, good job. You spelled sun. Sun. Yes, good job. Now hat. Okay, so find the picture card that has hat. Oh, here it is. And now you can find those letters and make that word. So this is probably one of my favorite things we've gotten so far in these boxes. I think this is an amazing tool. Okay, you play with this. Mommy's gonna go shower, okay? Anyway, just finished my workout, so she's gonna do that. I'm gonna shower. We have hockey for my middle a little bit later today. So it's always a rush on these days to get everyone's school done in the morning, get a workout in, do an early lunch. As you can see, I had a big breakout post-Christmas, so that was a fun time. It was all the Christmas treats and then my period and all the things, perfect storm combined. And I had a real fun time for the last couple of weeks. So it's finally clearing. This is flat now. I totally got in there and picked at it because that's that's one of my biggest downfalls of taking care of my skin is I'm such a if I feel it and see it, I just want to deal with it. So I've really come a long way in stopping doing that, but this one just got to me. It was 3 really close together, and you know when they get almost that itchy feeling and you just want it out. So anyway, but it wasn't ready, so made it 10 times worse, but this is reality. Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna just have a little bit of jerky right now because it's it's 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's not lunchtime yet. Looks like I'm gonna finish this burger, but I need to get some protein in after working out. So I'm just gonna have a little bit of jerky, and then I can keep getting ready. Okay, I was halfway done my hair when I looked at the time and realized if I don't get chicken in the oven now, then lunch is not gonna happen on time before we need to get paid to hockey. So yeah, I'm making lunch here. So I'm gonna throw some chicken thighs in and then finish dealing with my hair. my daughter got like black smudges from dry erase marker that she was cleaning up. And then does anybody else get like so much breakage when they blow dry their hair? It is awful. It's not even like, doesn't come out at the root. It's breakage. So help a girl out if you know how to prevent this, because yikes. Okay, much better. Now I gotta go get the broom and deal with the floor. I feel like I'm always explaining to my husband why showering feels like such a big ordeal, but I don't think they understand. I'm like, no, if I wash my hair, like body shower, quick, in and out, easy. If I have to wash my hair, I'm fully cleaning the bathroom after too. And it's just this whole thing. It takes forever to dry. You have to clean up half of it off the floor after. So anyway, maybe you relate. Okay, I'm gonna put my mop away and get on with lunch. I think I'm just gonna make a fruit platter. My kitchen has a little bit of cleanup left too. It kind of was one of those mornings where everyone got up at a different time. I didn't force everyone out of bed at the normal time because it's Friday and it's kind of, I don't know, everyone got lots of work done this week, so I let them be a little bit more chill, but then everyone eats at a different time and I'm like done being in the kitchen by the time the last one's up. So anyway, I got my workout in, got my shower, we got our chicken in the oven, so we're gonna tidy the kitchen, make a fruit tray, and then everyone should be here for lunch, and then it'll be hockey time. There's still some, no, you gotta come chicken too.
Should he see but the wolf coming up, all panting and red with
There's still some melon there too.
Well, there was
And do you think anyone's gonna want avocado?
and children started to roll down the hill.
So not you?
Of course, Piggy inside began to squeal.
Roll, I'm sorry I frightened you. But this was too much. Come down the chimney and eat up the little indubbles in the skull.
Guess what that is, Bailey? That's your doll car seat.
We found it on the steps this morning.
Oh, it's exciting.
Can I open it after lunch?
You can
Yeah.
open it right now if you
We
want.
can open it now. not normal, but we've been finding if he gets dressed at home, then he can practice putting all his gear on his own, and we're not on a tight time frame. So we've been doing it here. We live like 5 minutes from the rink, so he's not like sitting in that forever driving there. I know, your car seat's so cute with your baby in it. I love it.
Are you gonna post it on Amazon and sell me?
On Amazon and sell you? I'll think about it.
Okay. Sweet.
Could probably get a lot of money.
Huh?
Put that in the car and Peter, put that in the car and remember your hockey stick too, okay? All right, look at you, all prepared. Okay, little sis, you need a coat, please. Where'd you go? Getting it on. Perfect. Oh, where's your socks? I'll find you there. Okay, you don't want to go to hockey, do you?
I do.
You sure? You don't like it that much, do you?
No, I do.
Some sweet potatoes left. Yeah. And I have some carrots left, so I might just warm those up to go with our steak.
Okay.
What were you gonna ask?
Can you please put my practice out? There's no more school for the week. I want to do it at school.
Problem is, what's that?
Get her done to school.
Well, no, but the problem is that your sister's nicely playing Starfall, and if I let you guys do that, she's gonna catch wind and she's gonna want a real one. So what I might do is I'll see if I can find something we can watch as a family tonight. Okay, we'll do movie night maybe. But we're gonna wait till then. We're just gonna stick to our, I know. Tomorrow though, tomorrow's Saturday, and you get to have your hour of screen time tomorrow. We're gonna stick to the plan tomorrow, okay? Yeah, with Band-Aids, it's best to just rip it off. That's why they say just rip it off like a Band-Aid. You gotta do it fast, and then it hurts less. It's because there's tiny little hairs on your neck, and so as you pull it off, it pulls the hairs. That's why it hurts a little bit.
We could have a smoothie.
Smoothies are pretty. Actually, speaking of smoothies though, do you want to bring a bunch of bananas out and we'll peel them and freeze them?
You haven't done that yet.
But the more frozen they are, the better. So grab them and grab one of those like bread bags as well that we can put them in.
Can we do a smoothie?
No, not right now. Everyone will be so full then for doing our supper. The supper's coming really soon. Hi guys. I don't know what the light's gonna do in here. I think we're gonna lose it pretty fast, but I thought I would end this vlog. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna end it, but I thought I would somewhere in this vlog put put a little sit down and chat, as I like to do. I feel like this is where I get to encourage and just share like things I'm learning or updates and that kind of thing during the day-to-day. I know a lot of vloggers I notice or that I've watched, you know, they'll be making their breakfast and they'll stop and chat and update. But one thing I also noticed was a lot of those vloggers don't have kids. I think, yeah, if you have kids, there just isn't always those opportunities to chat while you're in the kitchen. It's often, there's multiple conversations going on and there's just life happening. And so for me, I'm finding I have to steal these little pockets out of my day to sit and intentionally chat, and then I can kind of gather my thoughts a little bit better. So that's what I thought I would do now. So I made myself a mint element and like a hot chocolate. I just put a splash of milk. Normally I do cream, but I'm out of cream. I can finally restock on my raw dairy tomorrow so anyway, I'm excited to have it again though. So we did hockey. The morning Fridays is just like kind of jam-packed, and normally I also try to teach Cade school as well. Dallas is very self-motivated and self-reliant, and so a lot of his stuff I find I just have to mark it and he can just put his head down and get his work done. So that's really nice, and he did that this morning, and Cade got to go to work with his dad and he loves that. So I kind of, with Fridays for him, I kind of choose based on what the day looks like, whether or not we do school. I'm okay with a 4-day school week for him as long as he got 4 good days in. So just with his age and his style of learning and all that, today it was really nice for him to get to go to work with his dad. And we have a little bit of a construction project going on right now, and so that's right up his alley. So we got to go do that this morning, and that was kind of how our morning went. And then it's kind of just a flurry of working out and getting ready and feeding everyone out the door, as you saw, all of that. And then we did hockey, and then last minute, my cousin was like, just come over for coffee. So we're trying to do that once in a while, is swap houses and get a coffee date in on those days because the kids all like to play. So we ended up doing that for the afternoon. So I just got home, and as you saw, I got my steaks in the oven. We love doing a reverse sear steak. They're so good. Basically I stick them in the oven at a really low temp at like what do I usually put them in at? I don't know, 225. And I get them up to temperature to about 120 degrees internally. Then I pull them out, and then I sear them with butter in a pan on a really high temperature, and they turn out so good every time. Lots of butter, lots of salt, so yummy. And these ones are ribeyes, so they're always good. But yeah, so anyway, those are in the oven, and my kids are all busy playing and doing something right now, so I'm just like taking a moment. I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update. I mentioned earlier, so health-wise, hormone-wise, skin-wise, if you've watched some of my first videos, you'll know that I have quite the journey going on with my hormones and whatnot, and it's been a couple of years of trying to figure it out, and recently I had a hormone test done, kind of illuminated some things for me that now I know what to work on and where we're, basically gave us some direction. So I've been taking some supplements for that. There's definitely still things that I don't feel like I'm seeing massive improvement on yet. Hormone replacement therapy is not off the table for me. It's on my mind as an option, something to look into. I need to find a trusted practitioner to do it with. I can't do it with my current health practitioner. I need someone here in Canada who's like a nurse practitioner or a doctor, like an MD doctor, that can prescribe. I'm on the fence about it. about how badly I like want to be on something like that, but there are just some aspects of dealing with low estrogen that raise health concerns long term that I just don't think are worth, if I'm not going to get good results and like drastic results on just a like regular supplement regimen, if I can't figure out a way to up my estrogen, my good estrogen, in a way that I really start seeing things like my skin improve. There's just a multitude of things. If you look up low estrogen, I probably check off 80% of that list. And then some of the health side effects that can come with that are bone density issues, heart health issues, and those kinds of things. So I don't know, I'm researching it, I'm listening to podcasts, all that stuff, and weighing kind of the pros and cons. I would only do bioidentical, but anyway, at this point I am doing research, but I haven't committed to anything in that regard. So that's kind of where I'm at that way. Like I said at the beginning of the video, definitely had a breakout over Christmas. I had been feeling like my skin was really good before Christmas, leading up to Christmas. And I was feeling quite encouraged about it, but then, with diet being kind of off all of the holidays, and then forgetting my makeup bag at my in-laws and having to use like all new serums and a bunch of different makeup items, I think it was a perfect storm. And then my cycle came and all that. So I'm kind of still at the tail end of a breakout. My skin's definitely not perfect right now, but I'm just trying to like breathe and not stress about it. One thing I've been quite convinced has made a difference for me is being gluten-free. I did not notice an initial really big change, even in like my digestive system. I think that's what I always thought. If gluten was a problem, that I would notice it in my digestive system big time. And so as soon as I cut it out, I should notice no bloating and all that. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's helped in that way, but like weird things like I have those bumps on the backs of my arms. I always have. I can't remember what they're called. It starts with a K. But I've had those bumps on the backs of my arms for quite a long time. I don't know if I ever remember not having them, but since cutting out gluten, they've drastically reduced. Like it's almost like sandpaper on the backs of my arms, and it's probably 70% better, which to me says a lot. And I really do think it's the gluten thing. So through Christmas, I stayed gluten-free. That was like my main goal, because Christmas is just hard. But my main goal was like, I'll eat the chocolate, I'll eat, whatever, but no gluten, because gluten is so hard. Like once it's in your system, it takes a while to clear it out of your system. So I just didn't want to mess with it. So when I broke out, I was a little bit like, oh, I thought gluten was like a key factor here. I still think my skin is better off without it. I was having where my whole chin area always seemed really congested. Like I could always squeeze something out of it. And when I think about it, and I might be totally off, this is just my idea, my experience, what I've noticed. But the backs of my arms, same thing. Like it was the rough sandpaper, but like if I really looked at them, which I didn't often because it was like an inconvenient place to look, but it almost looked like little whiteheads. Like I could have squeezed them out, but then I probably would have like actually gotten a breakout on my arm. That's what my chin was always like. Because there was just always, it was like the pores were always full of stuff that I could squeeze out. But then from that, it would create an even bigger problem and breakout. But I could just see it beneath my skin. And I feel like that has drastically improved as well. So just kind of like an odd random fact that I've noticed since cutting out gluten. So I'm just going to stick with it for now, kind of with the hope of like maybe if it has been a problem for a long time, maybe if I cut it out for a good long time, my gut lining can heal. And maybe I could introduce just like stone milled flour sourdough bread, and maybe allow that back into my life at some point. So I don't know. For now, that's kind of where I've been at with it, but I do think it has made a difference for me. And even my husband would agree, like my arms feel much better. If you Google that, there's no extreme hard evidence that gluten intolerance and the backs of your arms being rough has anything to do with each other, but there are definitely people who think it may. So just kind of fun facts from me. But we're also dealing with my one son and food intolerances where we think something has been bothering him. I can't remember how much I've said about this, but basically he got a stomach bug and then it like kept coming back. It was like it just wouldn't leave. So like once a week for I think 3 or 4 consecutive weeks, he was getting this tummy bug. And so we talked to a doctor. He thinks that the initial tummy bug exacerbated, I think that's how you say it, some food intolerance. We've been told dairy in the past for him. He also tested as slightly anemic. And so gluten and dairy, either of those as an intolerance can cause some anemia. And so we've had him off of both of those things. So it's just been an interesting time. We've really just simplified nutrition in our house. And I think it's such a beautiful thing, honestly, to simplify in that way. Like our meals right now are a meat and some fruit and maybe like steamed carrots. Sweet potatoes are a big hit for my son who can't do the dairy and stuff. Like he loves those. So I don't know, just simple, real food. I was thinking about that today as I was throwing my steak in the oven even, and you guys saw me prepare lunch. Like it's just single ingredient, real things, and it's not glamorous. And filming it, I often think about that. I'm like, I'm not this beautiful food content creator who's making these nutritious meals look special, but we're living real life and I'm feeding a family and trying to keep everybody happy, and it works for us and it keeps things stress-free. I'm not slaving over some fancy 15 ingredient casserole that then my kids may not even like at the end of the day. I'm just throwing real foods on the table and everybody walks away full, and I know exactly what's gone into everybody's body. And honestly, it's just the most stress-free way I feel like you can feed a family. Does it get slightly boring sometimes? Sure. I feel like that's when you throw in making like a grain-free pizza crust and doing more of a fun meal here and there like that. But for me, just the everyday needing to make all the meals special and very intentional on presentation and all that, it's just not actually practical. So that's kind of what you'll see in my vlogs is very practical food. And I love good food. I love delicious food. But I think sometimes our culture can idolize that type of eating as well. Like every meal has to be something super special. And at the end of the day, like I feel that if I can just offer my family foods God made that make their bodies feel good, that will help them eat the way they need to and be nourished the way that they need to be nourished, then I can be happy with that and content with that. And sure, I will make something fancier once in a while, but I don't know. That's kind of my mindset around food. I don't know if that makes you feel better about the way that you eat. I think we can get caught up on like these fancy meal plans and stuff online, and we always want the fresh new ideas, but the reality is like it's okay to be simple on your food. So I'm giving you permission if you thought you needed it. What else can we talk about? I guess I was telling you about Dallas a little bit. He has been doing better. Christmas was tough to keep him off of gluten and dairy just because it was everywhere, but we did quite well. There's a few gluten slip-ups. with some cereal when I wasn't around and things like that. But otherwise, he stayed healthy all through until, when was that? It was our version of Christmas with my family. So it was delayed Christmas. He had a few different things that day. My mom had been super sweet and picked up different like gluten-free, dairy-free options, some crackers and some like kind of a soft cheese dip because we were eating a cheese ball. So it kind of just gave him an option and he loved it. He ate a bunch. And then he got carried away on a bottle of sparkling apple juice. I think he drank almost the entire thing without me realizing or catching it. He was very sick the next day. So that was a bit of a mystery because I was like, well, he didn't eat dairy. Like my mom was so sweet about preparing him like separate mashed potatoes and like he did not eat dairy that day or gluten. And except he ate one like nib that was dipped in white chocolate. That was it. And I really don't think that would have made him that sick the next day. So we're all thinking it was the apple juice. It was just like a bit much, but anyway, he hasn't had any issues again since. I have him booked for food sensitivity testing, but I can't get him until April. So it's kind of crappy, but I'm trying to I took him grocery shopping the other day and I was like, you know, when he mentioned, well, it's too bad I can't have X, Y, and Z. And I just said like, oh, 1 second. Anyway, I took him shopping the other day and we found a few things that were specific for him to be able to eat because he just sometimes gets stuck on like, oh, I wish I could have this or that. And I just said to him like, you know, honestly, sorry, you're gonna hear noise. The best way to deal with not being able to eat certain things is focusing on what you can eat. And sometimes it's just that mindset shift. I've found that it's on the days where I'm like, I just want X, Y, and Z that's gluten filled. And it's like, no, let's just let's stop focusing on the things that I can't have and focus on what I can. Like there's so many foods out there and there's so many options for gluten and dairy free. Now, granted, it takes a lot of wading through those things to find actual like healthy options, because just because gluten-free is slapped on it can still be full of sugar, can still have food dye, can still have a million different ingredients, seed oils. So, you know, there's still things to wade through, and we're working on finding staples and whatnot that we can rely on and that we enjoy, and that takes time. But if you're dealing with any sort of not being able to eat X, Y, and Z, like that would be my encouragement to you is focus on what you can have, and the world will feel a lot bigger and you'll feel a lot more at peace with things you have to say no to. So anyway, it's kind of my little like health update, but yeah, so we're gonna go about our night, probably gonna cook up our steaks and then we'll see, we might do a family movie or something. You should comment below favorite clean, wholesome family movies, because that is such a huge struggle, is finding movies that work for the whole family from ages 4 to 35, that holds our attention. I have a really hard time with animated movies holding my attention. They just don't. But yeah, that holds our attention, and that's just like a good, wholesome story. So put your ideas below. And yeah, have a great rest of your day, whatever time of day you're watching this. I hope you felt uplifted. I hope that just love and light shone through this channel today. And we'll see you next time.